Hey, hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be looking at Laura's debt. We did go through Laura's budget in the previous video, so I will have it linked somewhere up here, I don't know, somewhere there. And this is basically was the budget that we went through on the previous video. So what we ended up coming up with that budget, so today's video is going to be mainly about debt, but what we ended up, let me see, let me open the calendar. So let's say, for example, we're going to look at August, then she's going to start using how I recommended or suggested that she does her budget. And I like starting the month on a Monday. So we've got Monday today and Sunday. And the month of August will start on Tuesday, will be the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So what we established with Laura's budget is that she will get her first paycheck on the 20th, so payday, and another paycheck on the 25th, payday, and another paycheck on the 31st. And she has to budget for all of these paydays. So I did the whole video of how to do that on the previous video, so you can just watch that. But in today's video we're going to be looking at her debts, because on the 20th it will be just her debts that I would like her to attack. If it was me, if I was in the same situation, I would recommend that she attacks her debt on the 20th, just half of it, get that out of the way, and then you're left with the rest on the 25th. So if we have a look at her debt, this is the debt that she sent to me. Okay, so she has a Capitec Access card, which is like a credit card. The balance of that is 14,371. She has 23 months to go to finish it, and she has a 22.25% interest on that card. Her minimum payment is 900 Rand. The due date for the payment is the 25th. And the actual monthly interest is 271. So if you take the 900 Rand minimum payment minus 271, let's say 272, this is how much actually goes to the balance of the credit card, and the rest goes into interest. So the 272 goes to interest. So if you take that amount, so 271.82 times by the months to go, 23, it's 6,251 that is actually going to go into interest. So if you take this amount of money here and add it to the balance, 4,371, she'll end up paying 20,622 into her loan, into her credit card. So this is the one that I want to attack first, just to get it out of the way, just because it is a small balance, and I believe she can finish this by January or February. But we're obviously going to go through the plan of attack for that one. Okay, so her second loan is her Capitec loan. This is the one that I would definitely attack next. I wrote it in the order I would pay it off. Obviously, she can decide what makes more sense to her. Her balance is 153,787. She has 64 months to go. Her interest rate is 27.75%. Minimum payment is 5,050. Due date is the 25th. Actual interest is 3,529.16 cents. And the total interest, so if you take that interest amount and times it by 64 months, she'll end up paying 225,866 Rand only as interest. That amount is just interest. That times that equals that. Which means if you take the 5050, which is her minimum monthly payments that she makes every month, minus it from the actual interest, let me put it here, minus 3529.16, she's actually putting in 1,520 into her balance instead of 5,000 Rand. So they deduct 5,000 Rand from your account, but you end up paying only 1,500 Rand because of how high the interest is. Now, I'm still gonna obviously go through everything. I want you to understand, when you buy your debt bundle, if you purchase it, if you're paying off debt and you get your debt bundle from my shop, these two sheets are very important. We also have the important ones, which is this one, but I'm still gonna go through it. But these two are very important. The reason why they are very important, because this one gives you a bird's eye view glance of what am I working with individually and in total. This one will help you attack one at a time. So we're going to get to that as well. Okay. Next one is credit card. She's owing 92,500 Rand. Obviously, credit card doesn't have any months to go. I don't know the interest of the credit card, but she's paying a minimum of 2,700 Rand, and it's due on the 25th. So what I did is I used the Excel spreadsheets that calculates the interest on its own, and when I put in the payment of 2.7 or 3,000, it calculated that it could be 756 Rand that's going into interest, making her interest 9%. But it could be wrong. So what I need to know from her is how much are the deductions. So you know how I usually do the debt video, showing you exactly the deductions that are deducted from my loan. That is what I need to get from her, or she can do that herself, and then she can send the information to me and I can find out her actual interest, and then she knows what she's working with. Okay, next one is MTN, and the total she's owing is 61,200 Rand. She's got 36 months to go. I don't know the interest rate, but it is a minimum payment of 1,700. I was so confused why she owing MTN 61,200. Like, what phone is that? Because obviously 36 months, it looks like it's a new purchase. And she said it's 2 routers and an iPhone. So that's actually not a bad deal. And it's due on the 25th. Then the next one is car number 1. Now, you already know how I feel about this car because I did cover it on the previous budget. So the balance on the car is 611,642 Rands. They have 63 months to go. It's still a long way to go to finish paying off this car. 14.95%, so almost 15%. 11,100 is the minimum payment. That's how much they pay for the car a month. 25th is the due date for the minimum payment. The actual monthly interest is 7,620, which means if we go 11,100 minus 762006, that's how much is going to the car. 3,479 Rand, not 11,000. So if we take the 7620, 6 cents, times it by 63 months, 480,000 Rand is how much the bank will make on just interest. Okay. If it were me, I was going to get rid of this car. But we're still going to get into that. Car number 2. Okay, sorry about that. I had a message coming in from my mom. Skylar's with my mom, so whenever my mom messages me, I freak out. Car number 2, the balance of the car is 209,501. Again, 71 months, it looks like a new car. Usually they give you 72 months for a car, which is 17%. I'm not sure why such a high percent, but again, I was once this person who didn't understand the interest rate. So now that they have an understanding, sell the car and buy a new car with at least 10% in the interest. Minimum payment 4,390. Due date is 25th. Actual interest is 3,055. So again, if you take that interest and minus it from the minimum payment, you end up only paying 1,345. So if you take the actual interest and times it by the 71 months, you're going to end up paying 216,922,000 rands, which is like the cost of the car. It's like 100% over. Okay, so now the mortgage, the balance is 1.2 million. 55,270 rands. They have 344 months to go. The interest rate is 11.95%. The minimum payment is 13,500 and it's due on the 31st. Now look at this annoying one. The interest rate is not high at all. The minimum payment is not bad at all. But how much actually goes to interest is almost 12,000. So if you take that 12,000 and minus it from the minimum payment, they actually end up paying 1,500 rand to their house. Like, that is so sad. And if you take the actual interest and you times it by the months that are left, it's 4 million that will go just to interest, which is another house. And obviously I expressed how sad I was about this to her, and she was like, oh, Norma, we started off paying 9,000 and now we're paying 13,000 because of repo rates. And if you remember her story, she does say repo rates are killing them. And I can just imagine with the car, you know, they also go up. It is also important to, when you get a car, try and ask for a fixed interest. I know it's not easy, but like shop around up until you can find it. I think maybe that could help, you know. But she said she's going to negotiate with the bank, etc. So we'll see what happens with that. So in total, her balance, what she is currently owing the banks, MTN, etc., is 2,398,000, and then the minimum payment is 39,340. How much is actually going into interest every single month is 26,384. So if we go 39,340 that this couple is paying to interest every single month, and subtract the minimum payments, the actual interest. Again, we don't have the amounts for credit card and MTN. So subtract 26,382 equals 12,958. So they paid 39,340 is deducted from the monthly income that they work hard for to pay off debt, but that is how much actually goes to their debt. So this is why I hate debt. And then the total interest when they become debt free that they would have paid is 5 million in interest. Okay, so when will they actually become debt free? According to the Excel calculator that I use online, it's December 2031. which is in how many years? What are we in now? 2023, which is in 8 years. Okay, that is not too far, but it's a lot of money. 2031 is not too far. So if they look at their daughter or their son, their child, and go 8 years, so if their child is probably 8 and they go plus 8, so in year 16 we're going to be debt free, which is fine, we can retire, whatever. But 5 million, no, we have to work on this. And the only way we can do that is by adding extra into the minimum payment so that the interest rate is not as high. Okay, so for the plan of attack, remember they have an extra, they have 847 remaining as extra. I recommended they do an emergency fund, but I had just spoken to her and she said at her job they already deduct an emergency fund into like an account or whatever. Like they already deducted for them, so she's got that sorted, and like a Christmas fund, etc. is sorted for her. So she basically will not need this, which means now we can put 800 into the loan. So if you want to know where that 800 Rand came from, please watch the previous video, because yeah, I don't want this video to be too long. So now let's look at her plan of attack, their plan of attack. So the debt we're going to attack first. Let's zoom this in and let's move things so that you're not confused. What am I writing? Okay, so the number one debt, so I'm going to put number one over here. Okay, so the number one debt they're going to attack first, I recommend it is the Capitec Access. Okay, so the starting balance of it is 14,371, and the minimum payment of it is 900 Rand, and the interest is 22.25, and they plan to finish it, I'm just going to say March 2024. So 8 months. So 8 months. That's the goal. Now, once you know the debt you're attacking and you have the months to go, you basically now are, you've made a smart decision. So I don't know if you know the SMART acronym, but you basically have put a date on it, which puts pressure on you to finish it off in 8 months or less. So the first date that we are going to look at is July. Okay, so date, I just put a month. You can put your date, obviously you're going to do it how it's easier for you, but I'm going to put July. So current balance for July is 14,371. Actual payments for July, so if we go 900 minus what was it, 271, so let's just say 272 minus 272 is 628. So this is the actual payments, not what was deducted from your account, but how much actually went into the loan or the credit card, which means interest amount is 272. Okay, so now extra payments. So how much are you adding on this extra payment? So we have said the 800 Rand. Okay, and the closing balance should be whatever is left. If she decides to add another 50 Rand here, 20 Rand, 100 Rand, 120, whatever she has in her account extra, and she decides to add it. If she gets her tax money, because I've got my tax money and I'm going to put it into my loan, put it into your debt. I know you want to go buy shoes. I want Crocs. I want a lot of things, but Crocs are not a priority to me right now. Being debt free is a priority to me. So if we go 14,371 subtract 628 equals to 13,743 subtract 800 equals 12,943. So we're going to say the closing balance, it might not be, it might be less than that if she adds more. She's obviously watching this video and she will decide what she can do. The closing balance will be 12,943 Rands for July. Okay, so now I'm going to make some examples. This is not going to be exactly how I'm going to make these examples, but it's just for you to understand how this works. So now if we go August, current balance for August. So let's say, so let's go 12,000. That's what it opened on. But usually it's 12,000 plus the interest amount. Okay. I don't know if I should write it like that. No, let's go 12,943. Whatever your current balance, you will look on your accounts and see the current balance. Again, I'm making an example. This is the one that I know for sure because she said that's the balance, but now I'm just going to make examples. 12,943 will be the current balance in August, for example, might be around here or more or less. Actual payments, again, will be the 628. It might be more than that because now the balance is less, which means the interest will be a little bit less. But let's stay with 628 because that's what we know. Interest 272, and then plus the 800 Rand that we have remaining in our balance. So now 12,943 minus 628 minus 800 Rand, 11,515. Okay, September. 11,515 is the balance for September. Payment is 628. Interest is 272. And extra amount is 800 Rand. So 11,515 minus 628 equals to that, minus 800 Rand equals 10,087 Rand. October. 10,087. Chances are this actual payment will be probably more now. It will probably be like 670. Let's make it 670 because that amount would have gone down. Interest would have gone down as well. So how much did we add there? So if I go 670 minus 628 equals to 42. That means on the interest we're gonna minus 42. And I know I'm going pretty quick. I love numbers. I'm pretty good when it comes to numbers. So I'm sorry if I'm confusing you, but I'm trying my best to make sure everyone understands what I'm doing. So if we go 10,087 Rand as the balance for October minus the interest, the actual payments, and then minus the extra payments of 800 Rand, total 8617. November, same thing, 8,617 minus the actual payments, okay, and then there's interest, and then minus the extra payments. So 8617 minus 670 minus 800. Now they have 7,147. Okay, December. Opening balance is 7,147. Actual payments 670. Interest is 230. And then extra payments. Now this is where it's going to be a little bit different. So what she told me when I gave her a call is that the school fees is not paid in December. Okay, and if we have a look at her budget, the school fees is 1,600 Rand. So now, if we go plus 800 plus 1,600 plus whatever she has, so we're gonna go 7,147 minus 670 minus 800 minus 1,600 from the school fee. She's going to put it straight here. Now she's left with 4,000 Rand on this loan. Okay, so it just carries on like that. January. So let's go up until March. Hey, let's go up until March. The video, I don't want it to be long. So January, she'll be opening on 4,077. Payments, it might be more. Let's say the payment is now 700 Rand. Which means now we have minus another 30 here. The interest is now 200 Rand. Okay, and then we add an extra of the 800 Rand that they have left in their budget, because January money has to go to school fees. So 4,077 minus 700 minus 800. She's left with 2,577. And then February, 2,577 minus 700 plus 800, like minus 800. So 2,577 minus 700 minus 800. She's now left with 1,077. And then our last month is March, which her opening balance will be 1,077 in that card. Her actual payments will be 700 Rand. How much will she be left with? So minus 700 Rand, she's now left with 377. So we're going to add the 377, and then she has done her budget, her credit card. She has paid off her credit card by March, which means if we go 377 minus the 800 you're supposed to put in as an extra payment, she's got 423 Rand left. That 423 Rand is going to go to the next debt of attack, which will be her loan. What's nice about this loan though is now we have an extra. So when April comes, I don't want to confuse you guys. Okay, so when April comes, so I'm going to write it somewhere here. When April comes, she will have 900 Rand that used to go to the Capitec Access credit card, plus an extra 800 Rand. This is what we call the rollover. She's now going to roll over the minimum payment she was making on this card here, plus 800 that she has extra in her budgeting anyways. She now has an extra 1,700 to put into this loan. Now remember we said with this loan she is paying a minimum of 5,050. So we go 5,050 minus the actual money that's going into interest equals to 1,520. Now if we take this 1,520 that is actually going into her loan and we add the 1,700, she will now be putting in 3,220 every single month in that loan, or any other extras that she has. And this is how we snowball the thing. I call it the rollover. You're rolling over the next, but it's snowballing. It's creating this big ball that's going to help you be debt-free quicker. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope, Laura, if you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, guys, if you would like me to record anything else. If you are wanting a one-on-one with me, I think I do have a slot open, and you can check the link on my bio. And I do really appreciate everyone watches my video. Bye.